and welcome to another edition of Concert Connections. You know my name. My name is Kelly, and today I have with me Ramblin' Dan Stevens from Old Lyme, and he's going to play a variety of blues music for you. So I implore you, go grab a beverage, sit down, and enjoy. Take it away, Dan.
Oh, thank you. I got the key to the highway. Lord, now don't you wanna go? Well, I'm going up the country, baby. Honey, what in the world you just waiting on? I'm going down to the river. I'm gonna sit down on my rocking chair. Well, now the blues don't let me alone. I'm gonna rock on, baby. I'm gonna rock on away from me. I'm going down to the border. Well, now where I'm better known. Well, now the blues don't let me alone. I'm gonna drive a good band, baby. I'm gonna drive a good band away from home. Oh, when the moon slip over the mountain. Well, Lord, I'll be on my way. I'm gonna walk this old highway, baby, till the break of day. I'm gonna walk this old highway, baby, till the break of day. Yeah, woohoo, woohoo. We have two people in the studio.
48,000.
And so, that's right. So we're imagining the 48,000. Kelly says there's 48,000 people out there. And I believe you. I believe you. I don't believe you. No. And so, but hey, whatever. Here we are, and so good to be back, Kelly. We'll get a chance to talk, I guess. I guess I'm going to just play for a little while, but since I'm going to do that, I'm going to tune down into a special tuning called Drop D. Here's an original song. Favorite songs and of my own that I've written, mostly because this was the the height, the pinnacle, if you will, of my fame, I sent this song to Car Talk. If anybody in the audience, the 48,000, are remember the song or the show that used to be on National Public Radio, Car Talk. Well, they used to accept people sending them songs and stuff, and I sent them my song "Driving Fool," and they played it. Woo. The road is in my blood. I'm born to lose, out on the run, making these wheels go round and round. Well, every night in a different town. I'm a driving fool. I'm a driving fool. Well, I'm a driving fool. I'm a driving fool. I get weary, but I never get tired of the life I'm living on this highway. No, I'll never be satisfied till I see a little more of that countryside. I'm headed down back road. Got a sweeter little rig since Maybelline. I'm stuck on top of this V8 Queen, winding it up, just letting it roll. Well, settling into this rodeo. On the road, I'm a driving fool. I'm a driving fool. I'm a driving fool. I'm a driving fool. I'm a driving, yeah. Yeah, woohoo, woohoo. Here's one of my favorite songs. It's an old Bessie Smith song. If I take a notion to jump into the ocean, ain't nobody business if I do. If I go to church on Sunday, go out on the town, raise a hell on Monday, ain't nobody business if I do. Well, ain't nobody business, baby, how in the world I find my grave. Ain't nobody business, kid, who in the world I do my business with. Well, what you wanna mess with me for, baby? Let me drink my wine, yeah, I'm gonna. Said ain't nobody business, baby, Oh, it ain't nobody business if I do. If I take a notion to jump into the ocean, ain't nobody business if I do. If I go to church on Sunday, go out on the town, raise a hell on Monday, ain't nobody business, ain't nobody business, yeah, if I do. Ain't nobody business, baby. How in the world I find my gravy? Well, it ain't nobody business, kid. Well, who in the world I do my business with? What you wanna mess with me for, baby? Let me drink my wine. Yeah, I'm talking about it. Ain't nobody business. Ain't nobody dirty business. Ain't nobody business, baby. Ain't nobody business if I do. Wahoo! Yeah, everyone. Thanks, everybody. I have an original song that was partially inspired by a trip to Memphis. First time on Beale Street, I think it was, with Clayton Allen, a local guy named Clayton Allen. We were playing in Beale Street as part of the Connecticut Blues Society Blues Challenge. We won their state competition, and they sent us to Memphis to compete against people from all over the world, and it was really wonderful. I've been down there a couple times. I've made the finals one time. It was amazing getting to play on the stage at the Orpheum Theater, which was the big theater on the top of Beale Street there, a historic place, you know, so great. But anyway, the first time we were down there, you know, you're walking around Beale Street, you're going, wow, man, you know, you could just picture everybody walking around, you know, Muddy Waters and B.B. King and everybody you can think of, and we're just mesmerized kind of, but right away, there's a lot of musicians, a lot of music, you know, clubs everywhere, and big bright lights, you know, and right away, it dawns on you, you're the only musician that's not wearing two-tone shoes. Yeah, everyone's got two-tone shoes except you. Yeah, so we had to go on a quest, and the next morning we found the place right on Beale Street. It's called Eel on Beale. So there we go, 10 in the morning or something, and then I'll tell you, 10 in the morning, Beale Street is empty. And but we found the place. It was down the bottom of Beale Street, and as we approached this little store, there was a guy sitting out front, and I swear he was the best-looking, best-dressed guy I've ever seen. And as we approached, he stood up and he waved and yelled across the street, "Hi, I'm Eel, and this is Eel on Beale, where you get a good deal for real." Memphis on Beale Street, this is happening, man. Wow, so great. So we walked into Eel on Beale, of course, and there we spent 45 minutes in there getting fixed up by the legendary Eel himself. My God, and I've got to say that when we walked out, we was looking good. And as we walked out the front door, Eel himself looked us up and down before we walked out onto Beale Street. And he looked us up and down. He said, "Now you're Memphis cool." Memphis cool. Put on my hat, my two-tone shoes. I'm gonna shake off all of my blues. I'm gonna dance all night till the break of day. Hang out with my sugar babe. She's my sugar babe. Sunshine through my window pane. I'm gonna see my sugar babe. She's so sweet and she's so fine. Well, I'm so glad she's mine, oh mine. Oh, she's my sugar babe. She's my sugar babe. She's my sugar babe. She's my sugar babe. Well, we left that joint in a brand new car. Well, we didn't have to go too far. Well, we laid in the grass underneath the stars. Well, she played a song on my guitar. She's my sugar babe. 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 She's my sugar, well, she's my sugar, yeah. She's my sugar babe. Thank you. Wow, so great being here again on Concert Connections. The first time was, I don't know how many years ago. Oh my God, it's been that long. And I'm just so happy to be still out there playing right now, you know. But Kelly discovered me back in the 90s, and now she's rediscovered me, for God's sake. So great. But anyway, it's good to be back in the studio doing this kind of stuff. I'm going to switch guitars, and I'm going to play a homemade guitar. This is made out of a cigar box. This is the first one I ever made. It's a cigar box and a piece of maple from Home Depot for the neck, just a piece of wood. And these are 2 sink drains from the hardware store. And this is a bent over nail. That's it. 3 strings. And this is a 3/4 inch socket wrench that I'm using for a slide. You can't, if you can see how high the strings are off of the fretboard, you can't play it like a regular guitar where you press down on it, you know, and the frets. You got to play this with a slide. This socket wrench works really good. I got some stories about this. So I'm going to plug it in, see if this works. This is the pickup in it is the beeper from a smoke detector. And it actually seems to be working. Good. guys used to make these out of baling wire, and I'm just playing with all kinds of stuff, you know, pocket knife or something. They tuned them primarily to what's called an open tuning. It's a chord. It's just a C chord. So you can have fun with the slide. Could be a spoonful of coffee, could be a spoonful of tea, well, could be a spoon of your precious love, baby, good enough for me. Been lied about it, spoonful, cried about that, baby, they died about it, some have died about it, some folk lied about it. Could be a spoonful of diamond, could be a spoonful of gold. Well, now could be a spoon of your precious love. Satisfy my soul, satisfy my soul, satisfy my soul, satisfy my soul. Some been lied about it, baby, they cried about it. Some folk lying about it, everybody dying about it. Some folk crying about it, everybody lying about it. Well, that spoon. Could be a spoonful of water, save you from a desert sand. Could be a spoon of your 45, baby, well, save you from another, save you from another, save you from another, save you from another man. Some folk crying about it, some folk died about it, everybody lying about it, hey, that dying about it, well, that spoonful, that spoon. Yeah. Spoonful Blues. We have a small but enthusiastic audience here at in the studio. I appreciate it. Anyway, let's see. Well, I've been going down to Mississippi lately. I've really been loving that. And especially spending some time in the northern part of the state, what's called the Hill Country. where a special style grew up called the Hill Country Blues. And one of the early guys that played the style was named Mississippi Fred McDowell. And I actually got to see Mississippi Fred play when he was still living back in the early 70s. I was a teenager, and from central Pennsylvania, not too far from where Penn State is located. And at that time, some of the old blues guys, the guys that were still living, were traveling around to colleges and stuff. So I got to see, Fred McDowell, Gary Davis, people like that. It was just fantastic. But anyway, Fred McDowell played this style called the Hill Country Blues, which he partially was, the inventor of. And it's a very repetitive kind of style that the Hill Country guys would get on a lick, and just play that lick forever, make up some words. But Mississippi Fred, he was well known. He would get up for a concert and I've seen him do this, he would sit up on stage and he would look at the audience and say, "I don't play no rock and roll." He said, "I play blues and I play specials. Blues and special songs," he said. So for so many years, I was 16 or so when I heard him say that for the first time, and for so many years I would tell everybody, man, as I heard Mississippi Fred say it himself, he only does 2 songs, blues and specials. So if I was playing a song that didn't sound like a blues, I figured it must be special, right? Well, I was playing in Mississippi just last year. I told the story about Mississippi Fred and blues and specials, and somebody stood up and said, "No, Ramblin', you don't understand. He wasn't saying special songs. He was saying spiritual songs." But he said like special like that. I thought he was saying special songs. So anyway, here's one of Mississippi Fred's special songs. Glory, glory, hallelujah. When I lay my burden down. Glory, glory, hallelujah. When I lay my burden down. I'm gonna be by Mother and Jesus when I lay my burden down. I'm gonna meet my mother in Jesus when I lay my burden down. No more trouble over yonder when I lay my burden down. No more trouble over yonder when I lay my burden down. Burden down low, burden down low. When I lay my burden down, well, burden down low, burden down, yeah. When I lay my burden down. I burden down. When I lay my burden down. There you go. A lot of guys get weddings. I get funerals. What can I say? I don't know. Actually did play at a wedding just a couple weeks ago. I love playing weddings. Let me see. So I got another special guitar. Whoops. And it's made out of aircraft aluminum. It's made by a guy in Colorado named Larry Pagrebra. Guitars for a while. He's kind of a sculptor and an artist and a crazy, very talented guy. And so he made these for a while. And he made all of his guitars out of aircraft aluminum. And he put hubcaps on all his guitars. So this one, well, I didn't know exactly what it was, and people, see, this is all metal, and it's got an aluminum cone-shaped thing under this cover, and the strings sit on top of that, so it's got a special sound. The kind of guitars that it's called a resophonic guitar. Some people know them as Dobros, maybe. The first ones were made in 1928 by the National Guitar Company, who were started by the Dopiera brothers from Poland. I believe they were Polish. The Dopiera brothers invented the resophonic guitar, and then they split off and started their own company they called it Dobro, because Dopiera, Dobro. The old blues guys liked these guitars because they were real loud. I don't have this amplified yet, but let me see, turn that part on. Hope this works. Maybe. There we go. My mama said that I was born footloose. It's in my bones and I don't make no excuse. I started hitching when I was a young man. Hopped a couple of freight trains, baby, just see this land. And I started rambling. I started rambling. I'm like a dog that don't remember his name well. I never learned how to play the game well. Can't tell my future, I don't wanna know. Some of these feelings, baby, they won't let go. But I'm just rambling. I'm just rambling. I got rambling on my mind. got no home, I'm just a traveling man. I got my guitar, baby, I got my Chevy van. If you see me, I'll be taking it slow, and I ain't in no hurry getting where I go. I'm just rambling, yeah, I'm just rambling, and I got rambling on my mind. I'm just rambling, I'm just rambling, I got rambling on my mind. Well, my mama said that I was born footloose. It's in my bones, I don't make no excuse. I'm just rambling, I'm just rambling, I got rambling on my mind. Yeah, that's the story, I'm not lying. One more? Oh, okay. All right. I haven't seen you, baby, since you walked out my door. I thought I saw you in a grocery store. Was that you? You saw me too. You acted like you didn't, but I know you saw me too. I know the reason you turned from me. If you look me in the eye, baby, you could see what you do. Can't make me blue. I'm done dealing with the pain I went through over you. What a man doesn't know can hurt his soul. I didn't have a clue till I caught you in your line. Jumped off in the middle of my roller coaster ride. Can't make me blue, yeah. Can't make me blue. Can't make me blue. Can't make me blue. I'm done dealing with the pain I went through, oh. Yeah, the pain I went through, oh. I'm done dealing with the pain I went through over you. Can't make me blue. Can't make me blue. Can't make me blue. Thank you. Thank you.
Here we are. Welcome back to Concert Connections. That was Ramblin' Dan Stevens, and Ramblin' Dan is sitting right next to me. How you doing,
Hey,
Dan?
good to see you. Woohoo.
I know.
Here we are.
Woohoo!
It was us with the audience together. Woohoo.
Woohoo!
We thought I was pretty good, though.
You were fabulous. You know, that's why you're here on Concert Connections. Not for the first time, for the second time. You
Yeah.
know? Dan actually played here in like 2003 or 4.
Something like that.
Yeah, and it's actually on VHS, and I didn't have a way to get that footage off because I would have loved to have shown a clip or two. Maybe at some point I'll have it digitized, and we can look back and have a third visit.
That was the good old days, man. That was the good old days.
It certainly was, and let's hope that the good old days continue.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want things to change too much.
Yeah, right.
For the good,
Yeah.
that's great. Now, like, you must have seen a lot of changes in those couple decades.
Oh my God, yes. Yes. And everything. I mean, just traveling around, I'm noticing more and more how things have changed.
Yeah.
You know, in different parts of the country, how things have grown. You know, a lot of growth out there, and in places that you knew well, maybe old places are different now sometimes.
Right.
You know,
totally
so yeah,
understand.
it's different.
How did your journey start? Like, when did it start? Probably very small child. Was there music in the household?
Oh.
How did you really start playing guitar?
Well, my mom always had music in the house. She was just loved. She would buy the 45 RPM records every week at the dime store.
Yep.
And so we had all the current hits of the day, you know. And she loved to dance too. And she would make us dance with her and watch American Bandstand. We had to do that too.
Oh, how cool
The
is
day.
that?
That was in the day. But no, she encouraged me to take guitar lessons when I was a teenager, about 16. And I wish I had a different guitar right now because I could show you. I can't. This guitar is tuned to an open tuning, but I walked into the guitar store. There was an ad for lessons, and there was this guy playing this finger picking stuff like this in the back, and he was the instructor. He was playing freight train, going so fast. Anyway, so that's how I started, and he was the instructor. He taught me all about the early, you know, folk blues player, Woody Guthrie, you know, Pete Seeger in those days. But I was lucky, the old blues guys, like I say, that I was learning about, like Mississippi Fred and Gary Davis and Doc Watson and Mississippi John Hurt, people like that were still touring around.
Okay.
And so I was able to see some of them and get to know people that knew them, you know, stuff like that. And so that was pretty great.
It's amazing how small this world is. You think people, they're untouchable.
Yeah.
When they're not. They're very available if you knock on the door. I'll put it that way. Because I've met some wonderful
yeah.
artists out there just by accident.
Yeah.
And they actually welcome people that just want to talk. Not so much admire, but just talk like a regular person.
Yeah.
You know. Now, who are some of your like favorite artists that, other than, like, when you're a kid, were you really gravitated just completely to the blues, or did you like rock and roll at all, or?
No, I didn't really know what the blues was. I didn't know much about it as a kid. I wasn't my mom was listening to more like soul, and you know, we had like the early Dylan and the early Beatles albums and some of that late, you know, like Chubby Checker kind of stuff. Sam Cooke, she was a huge fan of that. No, I didn't get into blues till after I started playing the guitar, and I learned about these old guys. And I was more interested in the finger picking is what I always gravitated towards. And because the old blues guys, a lot of them would play solo, so they would have, you know, they'd have a whole lot going on just in. they would sit on the street corner and play like that. A lot of them were blind, black guys, and they couldn't work, so they would sit on the street corner and play stuff. Woke up this morning, feel around for my shoe. You know about it, got 'em on, walking blue. Woke up this morning, feel around for my shoe. You know about it, got 'em on, walking blue.
So the blues were actually about being pretty blue and down and out, and
That's funny because I teach a course, or I do a library show called Blues 101, A History of the
I
Blues.
want to catch that.
Yeah. And there's actually, I should have had my other guitars up here so I could show you, but there are a lot of different styles of blues, and they're not all sad sounding. A lot of them are happy sounding, actually. And there's a whole style that grew up in the southeastern United States in the Piedmont area that's all upbeat, fun, finger picking, that's mimicking the ragtime piano that was kind of being recorded at the time and was starting to gain some prominence. You know, whereas the Mississippi guys more were gravitated towards, you know, rhythmic stuff that they could play, you know, in a juke joint or something. And they loved these kind of guitars because they were loud, you know. But
would you agree that different areas had different styles of blues?
oh
is
yeah,
what you're saying?
yes, yes, they were all very, at that time, talking about the kind of the early 1900s. Yeah, the areas of the South were still pretty isolated. The guys in North Carolina, the blues guys that we hear about, Blind Blake, Blind Boy Fuller, Blind Willie McTell, were mostly people that were from the cities that would play on the street corner and stuff. Mm-hmm. Whereas the Mississippi guys, there weren't any real cities. Right. So they would travel from place to place in these, what used to be plantations, but became so-called farms with sharecroppers and itinerant workers doing the work. And they would travel between these areas and basically do busking on the plantation and play at parties or juke joints that were in the every town in Mississippi had a segregated section where there were juke joints and barrel houses and places to play.
That must have been an exciting time for the blues.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah, a lot of stuff going on.
Ramblin' Dan, you know, you must have a whole lot of stories.
Oh God, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I'm writing a book.
Oh, you are?
The Tales of Ramblin' Dan Stevens.
I will be the first one to buy that book.
Good. I'll put you on that list.
No, put it on the list instead of your wife's list.
Yeah, we'll start
totally
to do.
different list.
Yeah, boy, yeah.
A book list. But so travel must really inspire you.
Yeah.
And the music, the culture,
I
all that stuff.
when I
Now,
was
this
young,
bottle that you brought here, can you
yeah.
tell me a little bit about what's going on with this bottle here?
It's magic.
It looks like
No,
magic.
It's mojo right there.
It's mojo.
Lightning. It's this. Do you feel it right now from over there?
Believe it or not, I can.
Yeah.
It does have a vibration to it.
Yeah.
And I do believe in all that stuff.
This is mojo. This is from the Mississippi Delta. It's just a bottle that I had, a whiskey bottle. I don't know where I got that. But in the bottle is actual dirt from the Mississippi Delta, where the Crossroads, this is from the Crossroads in Mississippi. Yep, Robert Johnson, all that.
I was just going to say, a lot of people sing about those crossroads.
Well, they say that the legend grew up that Robert Johnson used to hang out at these barrel houses and on these plantations with some of the older Delta guys like Charlie Patton's Son House, Willie Brown were some names of some of the guys that they would come into town and stand on somebody's porch and try to get a crowd going and try to get a party. There weren't any booking agents and, you call them, get a gig or something. You just come into town, try to get something happening.
Right.
And so Robert, or this kid used to come and tag at their pant leg and want to play the guitar. And, when they would take a break, he would want to play. And they let him play, but Son House used to say, the kid is noising us. So they didn't want to hear about it, Well, he went away for about 2 years, and when he came back, he was so drastically improved that Son House said about him, he must have sold his soul to the devil.
Ah.
It was Robert Johnson was the kid.
Oh, wow. What an amazing story.
And Son House said he must have sold his soul to the devil, and I guess they adopted that story. But anyway, so there's the crossroads where Robert Johnson, I guess, the legend has it, sold his soul to the devil. And that's what gave him his guitar prowess. And so I wanted to find this place, right? And there's a place outside of Clarksdale they call it the crossroads, and there's a sign and everything.
I was just going to say, does it actually mark the area if somebody was looking for it?
Well, the whole concept is legendary #1, so
Gotcha.
There's who knows, but so I went to the so-called crossroads outside of Clarksdale, and I couldn't find it because there's a big sign, but I couldn't even find the sign. And I'm going on the internet, and it says right next to Abe's Barbecue, for God's sake. And I'm there. Here I am. There's Abe's Barbecue, and I'm looking for this big sign.
It's a little one.
You couldn't even see it. Crossroads, This is it. I'm there. I don't think it can't be. It can't be next to Abe's Barbecue and across the street from a gas station.
But you found it.
Well, I found that one, but the local legend, there's a couple places where they say it could be here or there. Well, the one place was across from the Dockery Plantation, which I know that he used to play there, and it's down a dirt road. They said there's a cemetery on the left, and then down further there's a crossroads. It's a dirt road. And so I went there, and sure enough, I found a Dockery, and a cemetery, and I go down right before you hit the railroad track. Crossroads, that's it. And I got dirt from the crossroads right there.
I'm so happy that you found it and got to get some dirt from there, because as we were discussing, whenever either of us travel, we take home dirt and rocks and water, whatever have you, to have that energy with us. So I definitely feel the energy in that bottle. You can make your hand a little.
Yeah, see, look what's making her shake.
Yeah, it's there. It's there. So now 22, 23 years have gone by since the last time you sat here, and what has changed in your career since then? Besides everything. Well, I know you're still playing. You're still traveling. You have a lot
the
more
fact
music.
that that's still happening is kind of remarkable in and of itself, yeah.
Did you ever expect to be going as long as you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
No, when you're a musician, I mean, I've done other things in my life, and this was one of the things I wanted to do, and I've done other things too that I wanted to do, but I just wanted to be on this path, and I'm still on it,
I'm glad
I
you are.
love travel. I love music, of course, and meeting different kinds of people, and
So where have you
history of
traveled
it.
to? Can you tell us a few places of your most
Yeah, I mean,
memorable places
all
that you've
over the
traveled?
country, everywhere, mostly eastern U.S., from Memphis and Mississippi to Maine. A lot of North Carolina and West Virginia and Outer Banks, so just down there.
Do you have a favorite place that you prefer to play, or is it
Oh
just
man, it's so hard to say because every place is so different and so
Right.
cool, in a different way.
so each has its own je ne sais quoi, so to
yeah,
speak?
it's all different, but there's some sweet spots out there. I've had some really nice, gigs, nice stages, places to play, fun times.
So is there a place that you haven't played that you would like to play?
Carnegie Hall.
Carnegie. Oh,
Why not?
Why not? Go for the goal, man.
Oh, I
for the
don't know.
goal.
Yeah, I mean, the next place. I just love playing and like finding different places. I'm doing a lot of finding new places now, and which is great.
Well, you never know. Somebody could be watching. And
There are so many people that watch
Yeah,
this show. From
there
what
really
I've heard,
is.
48,000.
48,000 people.
We think it's just us. No, everyone's out there. I know they are.
I know they are too. But if anybody's interested in booking Dan Stevens,
Yeah.
just get on the internet, and he's all over the place. But you can
Ramblin'
find
Dan Stevens.
Dan-
I'm pretty easy to find.
There you go. Ramblin' Dan Stevens. Is it danstevens.net?
Yes.
danstevens.net.
Yep, you can find me.
danstevens.net. What shows are coming up?
Oh my God, yeah, I should be better prepared about that. Well, I'm going to Maine again. This is August, 6th or
11th.
10th, 11th? Okay, yeah, I'm going to Maine. I think it's next week for a few days, 3 or 4 days. And-
Again?
Yep, again. I go up there a lot. And then I'm coming back and headed down to West Virginia and Mississippi again. I'll be down there for a few weeks in September. Going to
glad to hear.
playing at the Juke Joint Festival. No, that's in April, sorry. I'm playing at the 78th anniversary of the Blue Front Cafe, which is the oldest juke joint in Mississippi.
Oh wow,
That's
that's
one
going to
of
be
the-
a blast.
One of the reasons I'm going down there, yeah.
It must be so much fun in Mississippi. When you're a
Yeah,
blues
yeah,
musician.
man. Oh,
I
the
can't even imagine.
the history and the vibe and the people and oh yeah. No, Mississippi is just wow. I just soak it up every time I go there. I'm just
yeah, I've yet to go.
go there
and
to learn.
I want to go. Now
Gotta
you
go.
actually do gigs at the library where you teach Blues 101.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, I do an hour-long program, and it's a multimedia thing where I have a slideshow and images, and I bring a whole bunch of guitars, a lot of vintage guitars. I have one from 1931 that's a steel guitar. A couple guitars that the old blues guys played, and I have pictures of the guitar with the old guy playing it, and I have the guitar there, and
Wow.
I'll play the different styles that were in the Piedmont and the Delta, and how it moved up the river to Chicago and spread across the world, basically. So it's educational, but it's also entertaining, and I tell a lot of stories about personal experiences I had either with people that the original guys, some of them, or people that I run into since that knew the old guys or had some kind of insight. But yeah.
I'm trying to see if
Do
there's
that.
actually my eyesight seems to be getting worse. I'm like
Yeah, no,
going
that's
back.
small print.
But if you do go on Dan's site, you can get all his information of all the shows where he's playing, and I really want to attend.
Yeah,
That-
yeah, I'm doing 2 or 3 or 4 Blues 101 shows mostly at libraries and some other places.
It sounds so much fun.
Around Connecticut mostly, although I'm starting to do them in other states now too. And I play a lot of clubs and concerts and coffee houses, and these days I'm traveling a lot further afield too, so I'm gone a bit. But
Right. Well, hence Ramblin'
Ramblin' Dan.
Dan.
Yay.
Yeah, may as well.
Yep.
Because YOLO.
Yeah.
YOLO.
Yeah, man.
So we don't run out of time. I have a question for you.
Okay.
What's your playlist look like? What do you listen to?
Oh, for listening?
Yeah, what do you listen to? Do you listen to a lot of blues or a lot of?
Yeah, no, I do. I listen to old hill country blues, or if I want to learn some stuff, I'll play that kind of stuff. Like right now, I'm trying to learn some Bentonia and some hill country blues, so I'm listening to a lot of those guys, you know. And there's a new artist that I listen to all the time. I really like her, named Christina Vane.
Okay.
And she's a young woman from Sicily originally, actually, but has been living in the U.S. for a while, in Nashville and other places. But she's young, and she has a real blues orientation. She plays slide like this and these kind of guitars. She also plays the banjo. So she's
That's
kind of
interesting.
rootsy, bluesy, but she's also kind of got an Americana feel to her, so it makes the music to me sound more updated or modern or something.
Right,
But
right.
she's still got the old feel of it, you know, so I like listening to her. She's great.
I'll have to check.
I want to
check
meet her
out.
someday. She's young. She's
Well,
getting famous.
You probably will
I
then.
I
If
hope
it's
so.
something
I
you
bet-
want, you will do
I
it.
bet you I will, yeah.
Oh, and another question: if
Okay.
you could play with anybody, alive or dead, who would it be? I know that's a really hard one, and there's probably multiple people. And you know, they don't even need to be famous, because you know, I tell people, you know, famous really doesn't mean anything. It's all about what you enjoy and what you love.
Yeah, boy, that's such a hard question, but I would have to say Reverend Gary Davis, one of the greatest guitar players of all time, that influenced one of my mentors, Dave Van Ronk, but also Jorma Kaukonen, who played with Hot Tuna and Jefferson Airplane and all that. He was Jorma's big Roy Bookbinder. Studied with him, who was an influence. So Gary Davis, people probably haven't never heard that name, but in the history and the lineage of that kind of music, he's one of the kings, and I love that guy. And yeah, that'd be fun to sit with him, Gary Davis.
Oh,
But that's a tough one. You know?
I knew
Oh my
I
God.
knew it would be, because it would
Jeez.
catch me off guard too.
There's
But-
Elvis, you know.
Yeah, well, he's king after all.
Well,
Yeah.
here's, I have a joke. Ready?
Okay,
I hope
I'm
this
ready.
Is an appropriate joke. Maybe I shouldn't tell.
It's okay.
there
It's
was
all
a-
good here.
There was a musician who died, right?
Yes.
And he's at St. Peter's Gate, and St. Peter's looking over his portfolio, you know, and he goes, "Well, brother, we got a couple problems here. Number one, I see right at the top, musician. Okay, we're gonna have to put you in the line to look into this further. You know, number one, off the bat, right? So, and as I investigate a little while here, I'm just sorry to have to inform you. You're gonna have to just. We got to pull the Band-Aid off. You're going to hell. You know, yeah. You're going to have to go to hell." So the guy goes, no. St. Peter goes over to that door on the left, right? So he goes over there. He's going down, and it's getting hotter, and he sees this orange glow at the bottom of the staircase. He doesn't know if it's hot or hotter, but he hears this music playing, and it sounds great, you know. And he gets around the corner, and there's B.B. King playing, and next to him is Louis Armstrong playing the trumpet. Stevie Ray playing lead guitar, right? Muddy's drummer, Willie Big Eye Smith, right?
And hell.
And hell. And this guy goes, "What? This can't be hell. What is going on here? I'm supposed to be in hell." He said, "This is great." And Louis Armstrong says, "God's got a girlfriend and he thinks she can sing." Sorry. I hope that was okay to tell that on television. Oh well.
It's funny. You're a funny guy, Dan.
Yeah, I hope I think it's funny.
You're a great musician, great entertainer, and I appreciate you coming here and joining us on Concert Connections.
Thank you.
We ought to have you back.
Yeah.
And not take 2 decades to have you back.
Yeah, what's up with that?
And I'm going to say in closing, long live rock and roll. Ow!
Yeah, woohoo, woo.